Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Monday, November 15th, 2021. Sit down, relax, because here we go again. It gets worse, and it continues to get worse. It will continue to get worse by design. Let's start off with that. So here's the talk right now. Price controls. Yeah, you heard right. Price controls. Now, why do you think that narrative is popping up right now? What have I told you for a very long time? The environment we are in is all about control. The government here wants to create individuals who are dependent upon them, the government being, well, the Federal Reserve. This mechanism, by allowing people or creating people who are dependent on the government, is something that we have seen literally for thousands of years. I have explained to you as well, we are moving towards a new feudal system, a two-tier society that you cannot possibly believe. So this whole narrative right now of price controls, why? Surging inflation by design. You all know that too. I mean, look how this whole thing plays together. We have inflation today. I mean, it's no secret. Everyone knows it's surging at its fastest pace ever in history. The Federal Reserve is deliberately doing this. They continue to issue debt through one door, buying it back through another door, a process that is massively inflationary. I've told you this since, again, time immemorial. And I've also explained to you to expect the unexpected. People do not realize what's happening to them here. Again, this is not the United States of America anymore. Free thought, free action, and free movement have been stripped away. We have a managed market. There's no free market. There's no free market economy. So, what would you imagine would be a logical step here to allow the government to put more control on people? Well, create inflation on a pace that we've never seen before, and then institute some type of price control so people will be dependent on the government. Do you see how it's so logical how it's playing out here? And this is, again, not by accident. Nothing is here. Okay? So whether or not price controls actually does happen, there's a lot of talk out here with regard to price controls. And more control. Understand what you're going to see. More things, events are going to occur here to force the general population into some kind of servitude to the almighty government. You understand? So just be ready for that. More control, probably on a much greater scale, and it would not surprise me whatsoever. In fact, we should expect it to see some kind of price controls coming here to create more people dependent on the government. It's that simple. It's all about control. This was never about, I can't even say it, a particular thing that's going around the world right now. You're not allowed to mention these things. Understand, that's another method of control here. I cannot talk about things here on YouTube. They will not process the video. They will not let it out. If I talk about this thing, any kind of a narrative that goes contrary to this thing, they're blocking comments, just so you know. They're not allowing people like me to talk about it. Again, the narrative of the mainstream must be maintained. Control, okay? You cannot think for yourself. No free thought, like I said. It's an incredible thing that we're seeing here, people. A new set of rules, like I told you, would come from I don't know how long ago. A whole shift of the way things are going. Society right now is being brainwashed in some kind of twisted thing. I was out yesterday. There's a place out here in Vegas called Downtown Summerlin. It's a beautiful place. People go shopping. They walk around. You can bring your dogs with you. I brought Coco, and he had such a great time. But there are people walking around outside with the control mechanism across their face, outside, away from everybody. There are people driving their cars alone by themselves, wearing the control device across their face. That's all this is. They want to see what they can get away with. Again, so expect price controls. Let's move forward here, people. So we heard from the Lex Luthor of the Federal Reserve. Plays right into everything that we're talking about. Who is the Lex Luthor of the Federal Reserve? It's Neil Kashkari. I was writing this stuff down today. Neil Kashkari is, in fact, people, believe me, the Lex Luthor of the Federal Reserve. Now, this is a statement, and this is a quote from Lex Luthor. Inflation will increase over the next several months. I mean, can I get a duh? Duh! 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 Please. Look, this is by design. More inflation, price controls. More inflation, price controls. More control over your life. People, your own body is not yours anymore. We're all those people. My body, my choice. Seems like they've been silenced, huh? Yeah, absolutely. And this, I want to talk about this too. So we've heard warnings, and I've laughed every single one of them off for months and months and months. We have major bank after major bank after major bank warning on the stock market. And what has happened? Higher, 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 record high, record high. Well, we got another warning today from Morgan Stanley. This has got to be their third warning, maybe fourth, I don't know, just in the last few months. So this is what Morgan Stanley is saying here. Now, a lot of what they're saying obviously is true. Now, let's just get it out there. So Morgan Stanley is warning about elevated stock prices. People, look, we do not need a Wall Street mega bank telling us that the stock market is overvalued. I've been telling you this for years. Look, President Trump told us that the stock market was an epic bubble. You remember that? But what did he do? He kept inflating it, calling on the Fed to keep pumping easy money into the market so the market would go higher. And he could raise his fist and say, rah, 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 look at the stock market. Look, so President Trump knew it. You know it. I know it. So now we got Morgan Stanley warning again that stock market prices are elevated. Elevated? How about they're a hyper bubble that you can't even possibly believe? So the warning here from Morgan Stanley is this: resist buying stocks. This is what they're telling you. Now, look, you take this however way you want to, but what do we know is going on and what's not going to stop? Well, the Fed's going to keep buying the market, people. And listen to Greg Mannarino just real quick, okay, if you're new here. Yes, we all understand. The Federal Reserve is buying epic sums of treasuries, epic sums of mortgage-backed securities. No taper occurred. You know that. All they did was lower their minimum price targets. There's no cap. The Fed is buying the market. The Federal Reserve has a trading desk. They're buying stocks. You're not allowed to know this, but the Fed is buying it all. And what else are they doing? Funneling dollars around the world. People, the Fed is creating cash, just adding digits to a screen and then firing that to central banks around the world who are buying assets with dollars. You're not allowed to know this because they think it's above your pay grade. It's not above your pay grade. And this is another reason why you're seeing skyrocketing inflation. They want to create it. They're dollarizing the world so they can issue more control. Price controls. People, do you see what's going on here? Do you see what's going on here? I really hope you do because it's epic and it's off the freaking Richter scale. Anyway, so that's where we stand. With regard to the stock market this morning, we got stock futures higher across the board. We got cryptocurrencies doing very well right now. Gold and silver under a little pressure. Crude oil around 80. Okay. If crude oil falls in any meaningful way, be afraid. People will die. Okay. In some part of the world, people will die. Okay. You're going to hear about Biden ordering an airstrike on a particular place and people will die. Okay. That's the mechanism here. It will not be allowed to fall. And if it does, it will get bought up. You all know that. I can't tell you. I mean, if you follow this blog, you understand what's going on. I mean, to such a degree, to such a high level, it's incredible. If people really knew what was going on right under their noses and how twisted the system really is, and what's actually going on, control, 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 create more people, more slaves to the government, which is not what it seems to be. Okay, people would, I think people would leave this country. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run. This is a global phenomenon, people. Anyway, all right, look, that's it. Long video for the morning. A very important video. I'm going to ask you, if you consider yourself a part of Greg Mannarino's team, if you're one of my lions, one of my friends out here, share this video. I could always use a thumbs up. I love those thumbs up. Right down here, there's a link. There's a little thumb. You know, it's funny. Whenever I ask for a thumbs up, I get a lot of people that go out of their way to give me a thumbs down. So let's see if we can overpower those freaks out here who just don't get it. Let me ask you this before I let you go. Have I said anything here in this video blog that doesn't ring true to you? People are not that stupid. When people hear the truth, they know it. So I want to hear from you. Have I said anything here that doesn't ring true to you? Does it sound right, everything I just said to you? Is this what's going on right in our freaking faces? All right, look, love you a lot. I'll see you at the end of the day. Please share this video. It's very important. I'm out here. See you later.